Welcome to my 2020 release ceremony. We all need a drink after 2020. It's pretty intense. So, this is what I like to do at the end of every year. And I think it is helpful to make room for all the new things you're hoping for in 2021. The clock's not going to magically strike 12 and all of the drama with 2020 goes away. But there's a few things you can do to release and make room for the new and welcome 2021 with optimism and excitement and let go of all the disappointment and loss of 2020. So I'm very fortunate. I have this beautiful fireplace to burn things in. I swear I manifested it because I was burning things in an old pasta pot on my balcony before we moved here. So you can burn things over your sink, just be safe. You can burn things in a pot. You can go outside. Just make sure when you're playing with fire that you are really aware of what's around you and be safe. On New Year's Eve 2016, I actually accidentally lit my hair on fire, but that is a story for another day. So 2020, what I like to do is take a piece of paper. I try and make it a little bit special. So this is a nice piece of gold paper. And I write 2020 on it, right in the center of the page. On the back, I write all the things about 2020 that sucked, that disappointed me, that didn't work out as I had hoped, that really left bad lingering feelings. So I'm releasing all of it. So I've got a few things on here. Lockdown sucked. I need to release some of the COVID weight that I gained. There's a lot of people in that boat. There was lots of drama here with the neighbors and condo board. We got water in our basement, and just deceitful people, technical challenges. I'm still dealing with a spider mite infestation in some of my plants. So just things that sucked that I had to deal with in 2020. So I wrote them all down on the page. You can put people here, events, just general items like I miss my friends, right? COVID sucks. But beyond that, once you have this list of all the resentment, and for some of you it may be more than one page, so just go for it. Don't hold back. And if it's really specific, you might want to write a soul release letter. And I have a blog on that on my website. But soul release letters are super powerful. And that is where you can really get rid of a lot of resentment towards some specific people or individuals or situation. So after you have that list, we've got to get into a good, happy state. So feel the feels, get them down on paper, and it's time to really release that and move on. So I like to have a moment and say, thank you for the lessons. I own the part of any of these situations that I played. I've learned, I've grown. Thank you for the soul evolution. I now release you in all directions of space and time. You are free and I am free. So you let go of everything 2020. Then on the other side of the paper, I like to write down and remember some of the really good things that happened this year. My family and myself were healthy. We're very lucky. Not everybody has had that reality this year. I'm very grateful I'm Canadian. We've had a lot of support from our government. We've had really good medical care because that's what happens in Canada. and then I wrote down, like, I hit 12,000 likes on Facebook. I learned to bake some specialty breads. Not sourdough, that wasn't on my list. I received some beautiful testimonial from clients, and my book became a bestseller. So it was released a year ago this week, actually. So that was super exciting. And it actually remains in the top 3. So I'm very grateful for that. And I discovered my green thumb. I started getting into plants. That was exciting. So we all have different things that happen this year, and they can be substantial and huge, or it can be the little things. But it's important to find gratitude in what happened this year and know that everything is about soul evolution and soul growth. So once I have my list, I have a moment with it. I think it's important that, we really have an equal amount of gratitude as we do things that we are not so happy about. Anyway, then I like to burn it. So feeling all the feels, releasing everything that happened. And with that, we make room for new things to come in. So this is something I do every year, and it really helps. Just release 2020. There it goes. So there's different variations of this you can do. At winter solstice, just a few days ago, I took a log, birch, it's easy to write on, and with a Jiffy marker, I wrote all the things on my log that I was leaving behind as we shifted into this new era with the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. So you can write your both your wishes and your release on a log. I usually would do 2 different logs for that, but that's another thing you can do. Then one of my favorites, I do this almost every full moon or new moon. I get some regular bay leaves. And so these are things that come from talking with clients in the last week of things that we are going to release for the collective. Okay. So one of them is, let's release negative self-talk. Let's release financial stress. This one is super important. We're going into a 5-year. If you've watched my 2021 prediction videos, 5-year brings change. There is going to be an epic amount of change this year. And I've actually struggled to articulate how grand this is, but there will be massive shift and change this year. So let's release fear of change. I had a client, we did a lot of work around this, releasing should. This is actually something that goes back to Louise Hay's teaching, but if you can try and eliminate the word should from your vocabulary, anytime you use it, she said that you were making either yourself or someone else wrong when you say that they should do something. So I actually tried to completely eliminate this from my vocabulary. Every once in a while, there's a slip and I hear it sneak in. But I really think that if we can release that, it helps heal the division. The next one is negative self-talk. Let's release that. Let's get rid of all the negative beating yourself up and guilt. Let's get rid of those things. Forgive yourself for sketchy decisions, Perhaps you made some not great financial decisions. Forgive yourself for not being an awesome homeschool teacher. There's lots of things around this to forgive. So just release that about yourself as well. So, like I said, I like to do that at every full moon. We have a beautiful full moon. I think it's tomorrow on the 29th, which is a nice way to end the year. But I recommend for those of you who like to make New Year's resolutions, that the resolutions you make at the beginning of the year, that they're short term. So make something that you are planning to accomplish in the next 4 to 8 weeks. The way numerology works, at the end of the year, you actually repeat November and December cycle. So if you can just put short-term goals in, it's going to feel a little bit like Groundhog's Day. So January is the same as November's energy, and February will be a repeat of December's energy from 2020. So I like to make my big New Year's resolutions at the new moon, the lunar new moon, which this year is February 11th, 12th. And I feel like they just have way more power when you get on the universal timeline of Mother Nature. So use the full moon this week. There'll be energy around it for 3 or 4 days. Use the energy to truly release anything that you don't want to carry into 2021. Like I said, things from November, December will pop into January, February, but hopefully you can make space for all the new beginnings and fabulous new adventures that will come into your life. I like to end by honoring Mother Nature, the universe, by giving a little sage. It's very clearing, very cleansing. And remember to look to 2021 with optimism. So goodbye 2020. Thank you for the lessons. Welcome 2021. We are ready for change and evolution. Cheers.